Going live.
Ah,
We're
there we go.
live.
Awesome.
Live. Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna close out really quick, and then I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
So.
So hello, viewers.
Okay, so hi guys, and welcome back to the live chat for Standing Trials, the role play. My name is Jade. I'm one of the narrators on the site and developers of the site. So yeah, moving on.
Hi.
Hey.
My name's Dementia. I'm also a narrator. I like to think I'm more important than I actually am. I own way too many cats, and I have a penchant for wearing superhero shirts. Captain America today.
Nice.
Woo!
Um,
I'm Basilisk. I'm another one of the narrators, and I forgot that coat I usually wear in my vlogs today, so I'll be coatless unless I just decide to go get the damn thing. But
you bastard.
How dare I?
Okay, guys. So today we're going to be talking about quite a few things.
This is the comprehensive immortal vlog meant to put an end to the endless tirade of immortal vlogs that I can't stop churning out, damn it.
When was the last time any of us even did a solo vlog?
Yeah, we need to get on that. I have so
I
many
did the
vlogs.
last one, believe it or not. Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, I've done so many vlogs and I haven't loaded them because it takes like 2 hours to do that. But anyway.
So up first today is our pronunciation guide for all like 30 of these immortals. It's a bit ridiculous.
I better pull that page up then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat, and if you guys can't look at the chat later, then I will put it in the description box below.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do that screen share really quick so
Cool, yeah.
players can actually see what we're talking about when it comes to the names.
Okay.
So...
Crazy animal.
All right. Oh, wait. I don't know if they'll be able
Here,
to see it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. So I'm going to do the screen share, believe it or not.
Yeah, go for it.
And there we go. Now you can only see... Whoa, Inception.
Whoa!
There, so now you can only see my browser, which is because I don't want you looking at my desktop. You nosy little fools. So here I have the immortal page in the knowledge base pulled up.
So what we're going to do right now, guys, is we're going to start with the pronunciations of all the immortals, and then we're going to move on to actually describing the original beings.
Boom, there we go.
And then after that, we're going to move into the history of the immortals, and then kind of talk in detail about some of our favorite ones. So to start with, let's go ahead and go down the line from left to right.
And we'll start with the 8.
Yeah.
All right.
So the first one is pronounced Anox. Anox. You kind of say it fast. You go Anox. All right, and then there's I saw it when I was making the name. I saw it as Atel. I don't know if anybody else has
Atel?
Yeah.
I was ATL, but...
Okay, well then, yeah, we'll probably just stick with ATL. So, ATL, and then there's Breltek. And then you have Sorel. Then there's Delana, Fee, Lusco, and Pyron. Excuse me, it's Pyron. So yeah, that's the original 8. Some of them kind of have weird names, but that's the pronunciation for them.
And it's Fee?
Yeah, it's Fee.
Fee, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right, first column then?
What?
First column then?
Yeah, yep.
And I guess we'll go with creators here.
Okay, yeah. So, I created I created Xanic, and that's how you pronounce it, Xanic.
And then Faldrin is our next guy. And Faldrin rhymes with cauldron.
Then Rascalon.
And Ashley, I think you and I both had a part to play in the name of the next one. How do you pronounce it?
Me, I pronounce it Ziel, or Zeal.
Ziel. Okay.
Ziel?
Yeah, we'll go with Ziel.
Okay.
Kyle, I think that's your. I think those two are yours.
Yep.
First is Lauren, and then Chamadarst.
Camadarist.
Chamadarst. See,
Okay.
Say it one more time.
Chamadarst, like a
Cham. Okay.
Roxy, come here. All the way up, get down.
Now this next name, I kind of got. I was hesitant. I was wondering if I should either pronounce the V or not. So the V.
I always kind of said it
Valar. Valor.
Or Balar. Like
Valar, yeah. Yep.
Go.
Yeah. So that's how it's pronounced, Valar. And then the next one is Vry. Then there is Pyre and Pri. And Saroa, that's how you pronounce hers. And Ash, I think the next one's yours.
Yeah, I'm typing all this stuff down, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're also keeping notes on what we talk about in chat. So.
Okay, this is Bellical. Yeah, Bellical. And then Audrey, and Mozeki. So Bellical, Audrey, and Mozeki.
Then the last one on that part row is column is Lycera.
Lycera. That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Next up is tried, which is like the word tried, like you tried, only it's spelled slightly differently because he's a special snowflake.
Yeah.
Tried.
So the next one is pronounced Kareen. After that is Ufric.
And then there's Zur.
Oh, I'm up next, aren't I?
Yep.
Yeah, the first one under Lusco is Evelinda.
And then the next one is Ava. After that is Dea. And I think this one is pronounced
Imidin.
Yeah. Is it Emidin or Yemidin? Emidin. Okay. You know, I'm kind of tempted to just take off the EN and just put Emid.
What are you doing? What's it on?
I don't want to go through the trouble of formatting it again.
I can change it. I think it would just sound better. Emid.
I kind of like Imidin though. I don't know.
All right. So the next one is Idasha.
And then and then Delroth is the next guy.
And the third one is Raleigh.
Wait, say that again?
Raleigh. You know the city Raleigh? It's in South Carolina, I think it is.
North Carolina. I used to live there.
Yeah. But yeah.
So it's pronounced like that?
Yeah.
Alright.
Raleigh. Okay.
And then
the next one. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That would be yours.
Oh, okay. The next one is pronounced Ashan. And you know what I'm forgetting that we forgot to list?
What?
We didn't put San, didn't we?
Didn't we change it though?
Did we? I can't remember.
So let me
Kinda.
take a look.
Oh no,
Let me
wait.
check real
Wait,
quick.
we have 4 seasonal immortals, and then the other 2 seasons are Faldron and Tried.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we're good.
Oh, I'm so
okay.
glad I have you here.
You're welcome.
Hmm.
And then the Mortalborns. First up is Jessine.
Then the next 3 are all mine. Yay. Valthorn, Leviana, and Ethel. Ethel. Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, and then Tiatha.
And then the last one you have is Theatros. And that's it for the pronunciation of all the immortals.
Hurrah! Now you get to see my face again.
Woot!
Aren't
All
you
right, so we'll
so
check that
happy?
off.
I look beautiful today. No. Anyway, I'm not that conceited. And I've got all the pronunciations written down, so I'll put those up later.
Okay.
Okay, so next thing we're going to get into are the original 8. The original 8 deities. The little dudes at the top of the immortal page. And, yeah.
I'll put that one up.
Okay, so
And we did divide. We divided them up a while ago, and I have that. I actually have the list somewhere. Let me
Damn
find
right.
it.
I think I know I had Atiel and I think Lusco. Might have been Pyron, I don't remember.
Mhm.
I know I had Breltec, Cyril, and Phi.
Yeah, and I think Ash had Anox, Delana, and
No, I'm Ashley,
that.
and I had Breltec and Cyril and Phi.
Yeah, I'm completely different out here. Jade had Anox, Delana, and I think either Lusco or Pyron. I can't remember which one was what.
I think it was Lusco.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
So, well, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive into the original beings, and if you, we're gonna do the history next, but the history does have a part to play in the story of the original beings. So, the first one we're gonna start with is Enox, and to kind of give a brief summary of like what he is and who he is, he's a dick. Okay, Enox is an immortal being who embodies the aspects of seduction.
That's it. Jade, you had
um,
Piran, and Basilisk had Luesco.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So, Enox is the embodiment of, the aspects of seduction, of war, of anger, probably even insanity, but
General Dickiness.
yeah, yes. And he's also the being who is very sly and manipulative about how he presents himself and his actions. So, out of all the original beings, he's probably the least liked out of all of them. So, yeah, moving on.
He looks like a classic douche.
He does, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like a California douche.
Like, I just don't punch him in the face. Except he'd probably be like 5 times my size.
Yeah, no, he'd be like 10 times your size.
All right, so who's got Atio?
Basilisk.
Me, sorry. Atiel, honestly, I keep forgetting I even have these people, so every time I get to put them to work on them, I get distracted by something else, but I do have something to work out. Atiel, I've got kind of leveled out as being not exactly kind, but more as being very, how do I put this? Very diplomatic about things. she tries to reason things out rather than let her emotions run away with her. But at the same time, she's kind of snooty. Like, all right, I don't know how many of you ran across this kind of person in high school, but the kind of person that always runs around with like the popular kids and is really tends to look down on other people.
Isn't that like all the popular kids?
No, not all of them.
Yeah,
But-
even if they're pretty clever about it. I mean, I don't know what kind of high school you went to, but
I went for the one for kids who couldn't deal with regular high school.
me too. Anyway,
But yeah, that's pretty much all I really
Okay.
got for.
Okay, cool.
Breltec. Kind of the disapproving dad of the original 8. He doesn't say he's mad at you, he says, I'm very disappointed in you. Which is somehow scarier than being told he's angry.
Yeah.
But he's like a family guy. Oh my god. He's a family man. He's like, he embodied family, honestly. He has like 5 kids, which is the most out of any of the original 8 at this moment.
Oh yeah, Korean here and Korea.
Mhm.
Mine's-
I think also to add to Breltec, I think I can see him as kind of like the embodiment of compassion. He's
Yeah.
kind of like, out of all of the original beings, he's kind of like one of the most wise.
Yes.
So, just
Okay.
to add my 2
He's
cents
the nice
into
guy, but don't piss him off.
Mhm.
He's the guy who you would not like when he's angry.
Okay, so
Cyril,
I
that
guess
would
next
also
one?
be me.
Mhm.
Cyril is definitely a bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah. She is very reluctant to change. She's very static. Like, her elements are like earth and rocks. And she literally looks like a half rock person.
But you can't see that picture.
You can't really tell, but it's a thing. It's a thing. She's very cold, very harsh, very judgmental. I guess that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I guess I'll just throw my 2 cents in there too. You know, because I've got 2 cents on all of these original beings. But Sorrel, I think she's the most immature out of all the original beings. She doesn't really have she doesn't seem that she really has a plan for anything. She kind of just does what she wants when she wants to. And if it doesn't, match her standards, then she's very quick to, to become temperamental. So at least that's what I feel from her.
Her inner child is very bitchy.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna save Delana for last because she's the one that's still alive. So,
and make me go again.
Yeah.
Fi.
It's all about you.
Fi is really kind. She's kind of nuts, but she's very kind. She's definitely unpredictable. You have no idea what's running through her head. If you're dealing with her, you don't even know if she's telling you the truth. But it's generally agreed that she's a pretty nice lady. Again, do not piss her off. Because she will drown you and flood your house and kill everybody you love. But isn't that pleasant?
Rude.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Kyle, do you want to do Lusker or do you want me to?
You have Pyron, don't you?
Yeah.
I can do Lusco.
Okay.
What was it? Oh yeah, okay. Lusco. With him, I kind of thought of him. It's kind of funny that Ash described Breltek as the disapproving father because um, I kind of imagine him as sort of sort of a more again having sort of the fatherly like element to him, but being more encouraging towards things. I kind of got this when I started looking at his kids actually, because you've got he seems like the
Speak. Open your mouth. Move it a little bit. Sometimes words come out. I think we broke him.
Do you
Okay.
want me to take over?
No, I got it. For him, I was thinking that he's more encouraging than Breltek would have been, because when I looked at his kids, they seem to be more of the Dia and Netherland are more of the warmer ones, and then there's Ava, who is pretty much engineering and inventiveness. So I got the feeling he was the one who tried to talk the others into bettering themselves, I guess.
He was a nice guy.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then he died. And everyone
We're so
Okay,
cool.
and I hope you don't mind if I throw my 2 cents in there again.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. But just to kind of add along with what Kyle was saying too, Lusco is definitely kind of the nurturing. He has a nurturing nature, and I think part of that has a role to play with. He enjoys the natural side of things, nature, I guess.
He has too many kids, is what he has.
Mhm.
They all
Yeah.
do.
So Lusco is definitely a cool guy. If he was still around, I would definitely want to get to know him. But anyway.
unfortunately.
So Pyron is the last one on the list, and he's kind of like the oddball out of all of the original beings. He is he's weird. When I pictured him at first, I pictured Lusco kind of having more of a connection to nature, and Pyron having more of a connection to development, you know, engineering things and technology and kind of like discovering new quirky inventiveness, things to kind of do. So, in my head, when it came to the original beings creating people, I think Pyron had a very prominent role in creating the copies when they first started doing all that, when they first started making the immortals. I think Pyron had a very large part to play in that, because he likes developing those kind of things. He likes doing those kind of things. So, yeah, that's him. Do any of you have 2 cents to add there?
Delana time.
Yes, Delana.
Hold
So, the reason why... Oh, wait, what?
I actually did have a bit to chime in on Pyron.
Sure.
For some reason, I don't know why, I always kind of pictured him as being kind of self-centered. Maybe it's because Adash is one of his kids, and I was thinking too much about the immortals and what kind of person would make those immortals. But I always kind of him as being, well, not necessarily self-centered, but kind of vain. Like he tended to boast about himself a bit more than the others. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that a part of his personality, because he likes inventiveness. He likes inventing things and boasting about, what he can accomplish compared to the other original beings. Yeah, I can definitely see him boasting about it a lot.
All right.
He's the mine's bigger than yours guy.
Yep. So, lastly, there's Delana, and the reason why I wanted to do her at the very end.
Because she's alive.
Yep, she's alive, and there's a lot more history to her than the others have. So, Delana, she's very sneaky, and out of all of the rest of the original beings, she's probably the most, I wouldn't necessarily say wise, but she is very keen on watching and waiting to see what happens. It's kind of one of the reasons why she's still around in the roleplay, is because when the Immortals first started making the copies of themselves, which we will get to in a second, but when they first started doing that, she wasn't as
She wasn't so gung-ho about the whole thing.
Yeah, she wasn't as ready to jump on the bandwagon as they were. You know, she kind of took a step back and kind of watched them, you know, make all these people. And, you know, she was the reason why, it was the reason why she's still around today. Delana is not the nice person that she looks to be. She is not caring, she is not sweet, she is manipulative and dangerous, and she is sinister. But she hides it very well, and she hid it very well from the other original beings. And at some point, she was using them to kind of, you know, see what would happen if certain things, you know, if certain things were, you know, created, you know, what would happen to them before she did anything. So that's what I pictured her as being. Do you guys have anything else to add to her?
Nope.
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, to finish up with Delana, she, no one really knows what happened to her. She kind of, after the shattering of the original beings, which we'll get to in a second, she kind of just disappeared from the realms of the Immortals and the realms of the mortal. So right now she doesn't really have a part to play in this role play yet, but we are planning some stuff with her.
She'll be important later.
Yeah, she'll definitely be very important in the plot line later on. So yeah, that's the original beings.
See, believe it or not, we do have a plan for what we're doing with all this.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so moving on next, we are going to talk about the history of the original beings, what happened to them, how the Immortals were created, and what is going on now in the world of Idolus. So, do one of you want to start that off?
After you.
Okay. Let's see. So, when we first start with the original beings, and if you guys want to, you can go to the history of Idolus and the knowledge base and read over this while I'm talking about it. But when we first started with the history in the original beings, it is defined in the text that you know, they don't know the reason for their existence. They don't know how they came to be. They don't know who their creator is. They're just kind of there on Idolus, and they realize after a period of time that their very existence is kind of tied into the world of Idolus, and their existence is tied into this cosmic balance that rules Idolus. So after a period of time, the original beings, you know, it was only them, and since they're immortal, there really isn't any kind of defined time for them. So they're kind of just sitting there doing stuff. And, you know, after a period of time, it kind of starts to wear on them. And what it says in the text is, it says, these 8 beings were much like humans in a sense that they craved life for challenges, for obstacles, and the thrill of overcoming them. At the time, none of them understood these very mortal emotions. All they understood was the fact that even together they were lonely. So After that, the original beings started to create copies of themselves, and those copies are what we call the immortals in this roleplay. And when they started creating the copies, they would give them a defined purpose. So, say for Faldrin, Faldrin's purpose is that he rules the sun, he rules over fire, and he rules over turmoil. So each copy has a defined purpose. However, as I said in the beginning, the original beings are tied to the cosmic balance of this world, Idolus, and they were never supposed to procreate. So as they started to make these copies of themselves, they started to push the line of that cosmic balance. So after a period of time, the more and more and more they did this, the more unbalanced the world became. So to correct that balance, the original beings shattered. And as it's defined in the text, each copy that they made was a shining, shimmering scar on their body until it basically just covered all of them, and they just ended up shattering, basically like a mirror. So, you know, all of the original beings who made copies of themselves, they died. Delana suffered from a crack as well, but it's not really defined as to what she did. There's some speculation that she created a copy of herself, but there's other speculation of this was kind of the cosmic balance lashing out at her too, you know. But, you know, we're planning something for that. I'm not going to say what it might be, but there's definitely a reason for the scar that she got. So, after the shattering... Oh, go ahead.
Let me chime in here. Mortalborns get the same thing, have scars too. If they start going nuts with their power, they get the same thing. They have the same scar thing happening.
Yeah.
Justine, you'll notice, if you look at her, she looks like she has freckles, but they aren't freckles. Nope.
Yeah, and that's really important to mention too, that the Mortalborn, they are not shielded from the cosmic balance either. Nobody is shielded from the cosmic balance. The important thing that players need to understand is that the immortals, even though they are powerful, they are not so powerful when it comes to the cosmic balance of the world. So I just want to point that out, that everyone needs to understand that there is a cosmic balance in the world, and it needs to be balanced. So,
thank you for that incredibly original insight.
yeah. So, moving on. So after the original 8, after the original 7 shatter, Delana kind of just disappears off into the unknown. Nobody really knows what happens to her. She's kind of just like a legend now, since nobody has seen her since. Now, the immortals, they all they knew was life. They didn't know how to experience death. They've never seen death. They've never heard of death. So after the death of their creators, a lot of them just fell apart. They didn't really know how to handle the grief, handle the sorrow, and, you know, some of them, Kareen, ended up cracking and going insane. Others handled it in a much different way, like Faldrin, and becoming very angry, very violent, and lashing out and destroying things. So a lot of people handled the grief in a different way.
Some of them totally shut down.
Yep.
It got ugly.
Yeah, and that's where you kind of start to see the rift in the Immortals after that event. Now, after the shattering of the original 7, as I stated before, you know, that happened to correct the balance. Well, you have to consider that the Immortals are still on the planes of Idalos. So they're still causing an imbalance. So what the universe did, basically, was they took the essence of the original 7, and boom, humans were there. And humans were the balance to the immortals' existence.
Humans are just kind of a thing that happened.
Yes, they are a result of the shattering. So, and that's another thing that I want players to understand. That's the reason why humans can kill the immortals, is because they are, in essence, the original 7. So they have the power to destroy what they basically created.
Which means if Delana was so inclined, she could go nuts and slaughter all the immortals.
Yes. Yep, she has that power. So, yeah, that would be actually fun to see.
That'd be awesome.
I know, it'd be so cool.
But that's not what we're doing, sadly.
Yeah, right.
No murder fest.
Right. So anyway, moving on. So after the humans just spawned randomly on Idalos, it kind of took, yeah. Well, that's basically what happened. They were just kind of there after everything.
That just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Boom, there are little people running around. Ah!
Like, what do I do? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, basically.
But so it kind of took a while for the immortals to see that there was something else in Idalos other than themselves. And I also want players to understand that there is an immortal realm for the immortals, and time there moves differently than the time on Idalos. On Idalos, it moves quicker than the time in the immortal realm. So it could be like hundreds of years later, and it's only like a year or two later in the immortal realm. So that's why when they come to Idalos, you see that, as violent and as angry as they are, you see that their emotions are still fresh from what happened in the Great Shattering. Whereas in Idalos, humans have the opportunity to evolve and to grow and to create societies and communities. So, so there's that. Where was I talking? I had a plan with this. Oh my gosh. My brain just totally shut down.
We're very professional people.
I know. Sorry, guys. So, okay, I have it back now. So, that's why, when you see the immortals come to Idalos, and it seems like they're very angry and they lash out very quickly, or they're very passionate about, saving immortals or saving.
It literally just happened yesterday for them.
Yeah, exactly. It literally just happened. So, there's that. Now, the immortals, when they first see humans, they don't know what exactly they are, and some of the immortals want to visit humans, they want to see humans, they want to...
Suddenly there are meat monkeys running around in their planet, and they want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. While others don't agree with, with studying them. They want to destroy the humans and get rid of them from the planet. Yeah. So this is kind of where you start to see the beginning of the war. As months pass for the immortals in the mortal realm, years are passing in the human world. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like Faldrin and a couple of other immortals are like, no, this is it. We're not tolerating this anymore. You need to stop.
We're killing the meat monkeys.
Yeah. However, the war doesn't start until after Dea dies. And it is then that they realize that humans actually have the power to kill them. So this freaks everyone out and causes so much stress and chaos on the immortals that's kind of the snapping point for a lot of the immortals who disagree with getting involved in the humans. So after that, that's when you really start to see, well, screw you guys. Either you guys stay here and, follow these rules, or we're not going to have it, and you're just going to end up like Dea, and you're just going to die. And, some of those people, they also wanted to get rid of the humans, whereas some immortals, they didn't want to get rid of the humans. So that's where you see that clash, and thus the war.
The fight is, what do we do with the meat monkeys?
Oh, yep. So, in the history, it talks about the immortals fighting. And as they're fighting, as they're trying to kill each other, they suddenly realize, oh, hey, we can't kill each other. So an idea pops into their heads, oh, wait, humans, they can kill us. So why not get on their better side, or why not use them to do our dirty work and kill those we don't like? So that's where you get the humans' involvement in the war.
Meat monkey murder mayhem.
Yeah, yep. with the immortals. Now, I also want to address what exactly is happening to the humans during this time when the immortals are just beginning the war. Well, Idalos is just completely fucked up right now. Pardon my French. You remember how I was talking about when the immortals were created, they had certain aspects, certain purposes that they had to follow?
Nope, no memory of that.
Yes, you do. Stop it. So during this time, when the war starts, nobody is focusing on anything when it comes to Idalos. So shit is just falling apart in Idalos. It's basically like the apocalypse.
Shit has not only hit the fan, it also managed to activate the fan so that it's on high speed, and there's shit all over the room. The walls are covered in brown. It's horrible.
This house.
Yeah. So,
as you can see, we're very professional people.
What the fuck?
So everything that just could go wrong has gone wrong in Idalos. There are thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people dead, and the world is basically just crumbling apart during the beginning of this war. So, after the immortals realize that they can't kill each other, that they need the help of humans, they go back to Idalos, only to find that it's completely fucked up because they haven't been there. They haven't been focusing on it. Yeah.
That's basically how they react.
So they're like, yep. So they're basically like, well, shit. I mean, now we have to get everything back to the way it was. And so they start fixing the land. They start resurrecting.
Quote unquote fixing.
Yeah, fixing it. And they start resurrecting the plant life, the animal life, and humans, because they needed them. Well, when they resurrected the humans, not all of them came back the way that they should have. So that's where you get...
are pretty powerful people.
Yep.
And they don't always know how to control their power.
Exactly. So that's where you get the different races. And those races, they take on aspects of the immortals that resurrected them. So after resurrecting the humans, you see some immortals, either they try to help them, genuinely help them and be kind to them, and then you see some of the immortals using them, like, for example, the Akari. The Akari are a race of people who basically catch on fire and they can't control it. And the only way that they can control it is through Faldrin's blessing. Now, do you really think Faldrin is going to just bless them because he wants to? No. He's a douche. He won't. So, yeah, so he basically uses that race and commands that race, saying that if you don't do what I tell you to do, then you're just going to be screwed for until you die. So
screwed for until you die.
Yeah. Shut up.
That's a serious threat right there.
Yeah. So, So, that's where you see the mortals getting involved with the immortals. After that, that's basically how it is. The war starts, humans are involved, they're killing each other, they're trying to kill immortals, and it's basically just like a shitstorm.
Shit has hit the fan. The fan is on.
So that's where you get the purpose of this role play, and that's why it's called Standing Trials, because each day living in this world, it's not a post-apocalyptic world. It is basically like an apocalypse happening.
The apocalypse is happening right now, and mortals are the only people who have any chance of stopping it.
Yeah. So that's why you get Standing Trials, because each day is a trial of life or death.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-boom.
Boom!
Sorry, Kyle, I couldn't really understand you. Were you trying to add stuff in there?
No. I'm just making comments every so often.
So that is the history of the Immortals and the history of Idalos. And in the history, you'll see a letter kind of explaining what battles look like and how gruesome they are. But yeah, so that's the history, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can move on to our Immortals.
Now we get to jump into the Immortals. So, Kyle, let's go to you. We haven't heard from you in a while.
Yes.
What's a Zaleski?
Wait, what?
I was...
Unfinished race that got scrapped.
Okay. Because they're totally still in the history.
I realize that.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, what?
It's a housekeeping thing. I'll take care of it later.
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
I left traces of my old shape-shifting race in there.
Where?
Somewhere.
In the letter, it's mentioned along with the Alcarian, they call it one of the other races.
Oh, that was you,
Oh,
then. That was you. That was all you.
That was so mean.
Clean up your mess.
You know, I might use that name because I kind of want to create one more race or two. I don't know. I gotta get the other ones finished.
We need to finish the others before we even think about making more.
Okay, so Immortal time. Kyle, go.
Oh, right. Shit. Who was I gonna talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where I'm at. Lysira. Alright, actually, damn, I want to talk about her after Ash talks about Musket, so I'll talk about Chamdust instead. Alright, Chamdust. He's... Frick. That is the easiest way to sum him up. He is a dick. But...
Literally a
Seems
walking,
like everybody
dick.
is a dick.
They're all dicks.
Okay. Chamdust's thing is... Let me load up his page. Because I don't remember what on earth his elements are. Load! Thank you. Okay. Yeah, he's neutrality, commerce, isolation. He's not steel anymore. That got taken away. But, yeah, his thing is he will not do a dang thing for anyone unless he's going to get something out of it. I mean, like, if you were starving or if you were dying of thirst in the desert, he wouldn't give you, like, a thimbleful of water unless he could get something out of it. He is very much motivated entirely by how much he's going to get out of anything. But he did eventually sort of involve himself a little bit in the...
I think we broke him.
died.
Okay.
You tried turning it off and back on again?
What?
You tried turning it off and back on again?
Yeah, my brain.
Poke him with a stick.
Alright, but yeah, he did eventually involve himself in the mortals, but only enough to teach some of them how to, be commerce-driven, selfish assholes. Which is how we wound up with...
That's how we got rich people.
Fuck! Town cities. The desert city, Nishaki, the one with the oasis. Shit.
Whatever the hell it is there.
Yes, Nishaki. Yeah, which, as far as his stance in the war between the immortals goes, he is again neutral because it's his thing to be neutral, but he kind of leans somewhat towards the immortal side, but he won't cast his lot in with them at all without prompting. And frankly, most probably anyone probably wouldn't want to work with him anyways. He's not a nice person.
He sounds really cool. I mean, like a dick, but he sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I would totally get along with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jade's type.
Well, I mean, look at him, man. He's sexy. Ah, God.
Well,
I just want to, like,
that.
touch you.
That sounded horrible.
Let me just touch you, please.
Oh my god. You see what I have to put up with?
Hey!
You see all this? I do this for you. I am a martyr.
Okay, do either of you have any questions about Chamdorst, or do you want to weigh in on him at all?
Other than he's hot. Okay, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Once again, why me?
Uh,
I kid.
Wrong with this, that's why.
I kid. I brought you into this. I can bring you right back out.
Okay. Do you just want to do you want to finish all of your immortals, or do we want to take turns?
Jade, your turn.
Wait, my turn?
Yes.
Damn it! I just talked about the whole history. And
Oh my god. Okay. Fine. Give me who should I talk about?
I'll have this quarter.
1, 2, or 3. Pick one.
8.
What?
8.
Okay, fine. What? Then talk about Mozeki. Was that on your list?
Mozeki. Yes, she is on my list. Mozeki, immortal of things. No, oh my god, let me load her page. I'm sorry. I'm talking out of my ass here. Okay. Stone, nature, and life. She's alive.
I didn't know your butt could talk.
It can. It can say more than just what's coming out of my mouth. I mean,
what if somebody could fart their ABCs?
I know someone who can. So.
My uncle can reverse fart.
Oh my gosh.
Pull air into his butt.
Oh,
anyway.
How much time is left?
It's almost 1.
Oh, no. How much time has been recording so far?
I have no idea. There's no way for me to tell.
It should say so on the live thing.
So.
Nope. It's just a stop broadcast, so we'll figure it out later.
Okay.
I mean, we have up to 8 hours, but...
I don't...
Okay, Mozeki.
30 minutes, so...
Okay, 30 minutes. Mozeki, So, a little bit of backstory here. We struggled so hard with the Severin. Oh my god. Somebody couldn't make up their mind.
Shut up! They're hard, okay? Somebody couldn't make up their mind about shifters, so what?
So I'm the one who ended up with the freaking Severin. Not, I didn't end up with them, because they're still a work in progress, and I ended up coming up with a big chunk of their backstory that I'm ridiculously proud of. So the story here is, Mozeki is the only, good child of Cyril. Her siblings, I can't remember if she has brothers and sisters. Let me look. Oh, she has 2 sisters. Her sisters.
Sarah.
I heard exactly none of that. So she's got two sisters, Audrey and Lysira. Lysira, sorry. And she used to be really close with Lysira. Lysira, whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. So they used to be really close. Like, they were tight, okay? Quoting from the article, it was Mozeki who kept her younger sister in check when her urges got out of hand. Lysira got pissed off that she was... There's a bird out there. There were windows in my room. Lysira got pissed off that Mozeki kept telling her, no, you really shouldn't do this. So eventually Lysira ran off. She said, screw this. She ran off. She started doing her own thing. She took revenge on her sister by putting a pox on her house. No, she did not put a pox on her house.
Mercutio. No one get away with quoting the one that was the 1990 film.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Totally not related. Anyway. Okay, so Lysira puts a plague on her Mozeki's favorite town, which is Desnand, which is in southern Idalos. Hello! Best region right there, southern. So. So the plague basically slowly kills everybody in Desnand, all life at Desnand. And she gets pissed off. So she resurrects everybody. And then, boom, they're alive. It's magic, it's wonderful. And they're the Semren. Since then, that's what's... Now the Severin have animal bonds, and it's cool. And since then, she's been at war with her sisters. Audrey, she was pissed off at anybody anyway, but everybody's basically pissed off at Audrey. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet. That's Mozeki.
Okay.
Questions,
well, I guess...
comments, additions, subtractions?
What about for Mozeki? What about her aspect of life? Does that change like what she can do with her power as far as resurrecting people and creating people? Or
life. She doesn't suffer because it's her domain. She doesn't suffer consequences for resurrecting people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like if Lysira brought somebody back to life, she would suffer a huge penalty because that's like not her thing. Bringing people back to life is absolutely not her thing. But Mozeki, that's her whole thing, you know.
Okay, cool. All right, well,
so basically, if you're dying, Mozeki is the one you want to pray to.
Oh yeah.
Don't pray to Reno. Okay, here you go. Well. Right?
And Mozeki, is she involved a lot with the mortals or no?
Oh yes. Especially in Desnand. Mortals are her babies, not literally. But like, she is very fond of mortals. Officially, she's neutral. If the situation comes to a point where she needs to pick a side, she's on the mortal side 100%.
All right, sweet.
She's very frequently interacting with them, so for whatever that's worth.
No, that's cool. Okay, well, awesome. I think that's all the questions that I have for Mozeki. Do you have any, Kyle?
Nope.
Okay, well, I guess I'll move on to mine then.
Okay.
To I can't decide. Do I want to talk about Faldrin or Vry or Dea? Which one do you guys want to hear more of?
Dea.
Dea.
You kind of did
Okay.
one. You kind of did a whole vlog on Faldrin already. So.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, I can't remember.
In the Okari.
Oh, right. Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, awesome. Well,
Remember?
I have to scratch him off the list. No, I don't. I don't remember. So let's talk about Dea. Everybody wants to know about Dea because she's kind of the catalyst for the war. She's kind of the reason why it happened. So Dea is a middle-aged woman, and her domains are companionship, prosperity, tailoring, and dance. Now, when I say companionship, I don't mean like that kind of companionship. I'm talking more of like animals and
Friends.
Friends and everything. So Dea is probably one of the sweetest immortals that could have possibly lived. She is dead now because, you know, humans.
She died.
Yep, she died. She's 6 feet under, yo. Anyway. So.
Is that her official location? I think it was going to be at one point.
Well,
did I change that?
We thought of something for her.
No, that's what it was, and I thought I edited
6 feet
it.
under?
Yeah. I thought I edited it, but I guess you edited it back out.
No.
You have no humor.
What?
No, I put it in.
Oh, no, I didn't edit it out.
Must
I haven't touched that. But anyway, so Dea, she is, when she was alive, when she presented herself to the humans, she was actually dressed very finely. She had on very nice clothes, lots of jewelry. She looked very much like the proper immortal, and they loved her. The humans loved her, and she loved them. You know, after a period of time, she actually helped them develop, helped them learn, helped with their language. She was basically one of the immortals who took the time to give knowledge and inspiration to the humans to, you know, better extend their knowledge, you know, have the aspiration to learn more. So instead of being just, you know, uncivilized meat bags.
Meat monkeys.
So, yep. So Dea was, you know, really was the mother and the nurturer of a lot of the humans in Idalos. And what's kind of sad is that not too many humans actually realize that. So Dea, the history on Dea is that, you know, she was the epitome of a true friend to all of her siblings. Regardless of if they did her wrong, she still wanted to try to work it out with them, try to see things from their point of view and accept them for who they are. Which is why she didn't really have too many enemies when it came to the immortals. And, you know, mostly all the immortals...
I'm going to be right back.
Sure.
Okay.
Mostly all the immortals either, you know, appreciated her for who she was jealous of her, but, you know, quietly so.
Mm-hmm.
Or they loved her.
Like Raleigh.
So, huh?
Like Raleigh.
Yep, yeah, like Raleigh. So, Dea, though, she wasn't necessarily one to really involve herself romantically because she really didn't have the interest to do so. She was more interested in seeing what she could do with the humans as far as helping them grow. And when panic first started over why the humans were there, Dea was one of the immortals who spoke up about the humans being good, because she did have a sense of their existence in Idalos. And she knew that it was for a reason, and it was probably for a good reason. So, when she started trying to speak up for them, her siblings basically just pushed her to the back and just basically told her to shut up and don't say anything. And Dea, being the type of person she is, she's not going to do that. So instead, she decided to leave the chaos of the immortal realm and just head back to Idalos and enjoy her time there. And when it came to her death was nothing, it was nothing special. It was nothing spectacular. Her death was basically, she's hanging out in a hut or a house one night, and someone comes in trying to rob her, and they end up stabbing her, and she dies. Just like that. So, oh, hey. So that's basically it. Her death was nothing spectacular. She was killed by a human robbing her, and she died. But one aspect of her is that she taught humans how to train animals, how to gain familiars, and basically how to connect and appreciate and control the animal life. And one animal that she was known to have were lions, and not the little tiny lions, but these big, giant lions. And after her death, the lions kind of just disappeared. One minute they were there, and the next they were gone. They didn't vanish, they didn't fade away or anything. They were just gone. So no one really knows what happened to the lions. I will tell you as a narrator, they are still around, but we are going to be doing something event-wise to bring them back. So for players looking forward to having a big-ass lion companion, you have something to look forward to. So anyway, I think that's all for Dea. Do you have anything to add, Kyle?
No, I was going to ask how she died because I don't think it's actually specified anywhere in her history, but you kind of already answered that.
Yeah,
Already.
I think it specified.
It just says she dies trying to help humans.
Oh, okay. I specified it somewhere. I think I did a vlog on it and just didn't post it. But yeah, I'll post it in her history and clear that up. So.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that's it on Dea.
Okay.
I guess you're next, Kyle. How much longer do you have?
I've got 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
I think I'll talk about Lycera next since Ash talked about Moseke.
Okay.
Anyways, alright, Lycera. I should probably load up her page. That would help. Lycera is, of course, the immortal of pestilence, toxin, decay, and insects, and in general is just not a nice person. Well, actually, let's clarify that. She's actually rather friendly as far as such things go, but there's most people's definition of being friendly, and then there's hers. Because she's out there. She doesn't see it as anything particularly bad to just be talking to someone and then offer them a meal and just poison their food just to see what it does.
Oh God.
Yes, there's nothing really malicious in it. It's just her wanting to. It's basically just her notion of playing. She's physically and mentally young. Like, she's supposed to look like she's about 14 years old. And tends to act like it a lot of the time, too. As Ash mentioned, Moseke, I did a whole pronunciation guide at the beginning of this episode, and I can't pronounce any of these people's names.
Moseki.
Moseki, okay. But as Ash mentioned, her and Lycera and Moseki used to be very close, with Moseki sort of keeping Lycera in check. And of course, as mentioned previously, Lysira went eventually had enough of that and went out on her own, and in the process killed off one of Moseki's favorite groups of people, even if they did come back. But uh, there's a bit more to that story than just uh, Lysira got fed up with being restrained. On that, actually, I wanted to ask you a question. Part of my thing for Lysira, at least, is that the immortals got created, and they're kind of stuck in the way they were created. Like, they can change and grow in ways, but they can't just radically change who they were. Like, uh, like Rascaline couldn't just drop the whole conquering aspect from her personality because that's part of who and what she is.
Yeah, correct.
Alright. Part of my thing is that plays a lot into why Lysira broke off from Moseki. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because eventually she's going to have a confrontation. My idea is that she's going to have a confrontation with Moseki about that, and I want that to be revealed then because I feel it'll have a lot more impact then if I just randomly spat it out now. I'll probably tell you about it in the main chat later, though, because stuff. And another thing I was going for with her is that she's, if you'll look at her thing, she's actually on, well, it doesn't say it, but she's supposed to be on the side of the mortals, with Ethelinda, Raleigh, Lauren, and the others, because we really need to come up with a list of who's on what side of glossary, because, yeah. But for some reason it has her listed as neutral. I don't know. I messed up when I gave you a listing of that. But anyways, it's less because she cares on a personal level about them, but because she doesn't want them to be killed off because it'll basically stop her completely from being able to do her experiments. Hi, welcome back.
I heard struggling. Sorry, one of the bad things about being mortal is that we do occasionally have to eat.
Yep.
Food.
So anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
Right, we're on Lysira. What was the last thing I said? Oh yeah. But I've sort of got Lysira as being kind of the token evil person on the mortal side. Because while she is on their side, she's still definitely not a good person. She's crazy and messed up and doesn't view things the way the rest of the world does. On top of that, when she does curse people, they don't tend to die from it very often. Usually they just tend to live out the rest of their
miserable lives.
Some form of just unending pain. Either they're constantly sick, they can't touch things without poisoning them, or they're just kind of in the physical state of a zombie, just constantly rotting away. Or, they have bugs crawling all over them all the time. She doesn't curse people lightly, and when you do get cursed, probably you're really going to wish that you could just die.
Yeah, I would not want to be cursed by her.
I don't think anybody would be.
Tended to be not much better. Because you tend not to be able to interact very well with people once you get blessed by her either. Her blessings tend to come with a bit of a curse to them as well. I haven't quite worked out that yet because, yeah. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Curses up.
All of the blessings and the curses. I posted something for Zenith to do a guideline for us on the on what the curses and the blessings should be like. So I'm just waiting to hear back from him about that. But yeah, we just need to do an overhaul on those for the time being. So yeah.
I've also got some of the worst monsters in Idolos are Lysira's creation. Like the Zamnite, the Blood Moths, and a couple of other things because she just experiments with her powers and creates parasites, insects, and things that just corrupt. But yeah, I'll get more on that when I have more monsters because I've only got 2. Any questions? Comments?
None that I can think of.
Alright. That's all I can really say on her. I do need to talk more in depth with Ash about her, but that'll have to be later.
Okay. Ashley, do you want to talk about more Immortals? Okay. Okay. Well, honestly, I actually think that that this chat was actually long enough. So if it's cool with you guys, I think that
I think we're done here.
Yeah.
But really quick.
So.
I must show something. What's up with this quarter? It looks like it's got blood on it.
What? Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. I just found it on my table. Probably Janice.
That's weird. Alright guys, well, this concludes the live chat for Standing Trials roleplay. I hope that you guys...
Chat too, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. I hope that you guys enjoyed the chat, and if you're interested in having any questions answered in our next video chat, please go ahead and send a profit.
Talk to us, please. Please.
We're lonely.
Or,
we really are.
Or join us in chat on the second Monday of every month. Anyway, guys, we will talk to you later. So see ya.
Bye.